Welcome, everybody. It's your girl, Delores J, and my Pink World here with my good brother, J News. J News is back, y'all. I don't even know how to explain how happy I am because you all know I have been fighting for life in Japan, okay? So, everybody get J News, LeGrand. We miss J News here. Let's have hot topics again. We got a lot of hot topics this week. But J News, we got some good people.
Delores, let me know if I'm coming in choppy because you're coming in choppy. I could barely hear anything you were saying. So
it probably was. I tell you, how this echo cancellation thing is tearing me apart.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you fine now. Yeah.
Okay.
But
so it's echo
now I'm echoing back to myself.
Let's see. Let me see if I can fix your audio. Let's see. You have it on. You still hear me?
I can hear you.
Do you hear yourself when you talk?
I do.
Oh, Jesus. This echo cancellation is tearing me apart, StreamYard. Let me. Does this work fine?
I can hear you. Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Yeah. So, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just Pink Girl in my Pink World here on every social platform with my good brother J News. And I told you all to clap it up for J News. Clap it up for J News. Because he's back again, back again to save Delores from New Japan. J News, do you got anything to tell the good people while you're here?
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody out there on the internets, the interwebs, whatever streaming platform you're on that you're watching us on. Welcome to the Hit the Ropes podcast. It's been a while for me. Had to take some downtime due to some work scheduling and things of that nature, and to get right, as they say. But back at it here again on the Hit the Ropes podcast with the lovely Delores, breaking down what was or what went down in the week of pro wrestling. So appreciate y'all chime in as y'all do on in the chat and in the comment section, and we're gonna get this show on the road.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go over to the Hot Topic Studio. Now you see me and J News, and we're gonna go over the hot topics from this week. Shout out to the good brother J News who came up with these wonderful topics. Some of them I have forgot about. Gentlemen, we're gonna start off with Sammy Guevara. Huh?
No. Sorry, I think something's wrong on my end because now you're fine, and before it was all chopping up again. So there might be something wrong on my end. But let's continue. Sammy Guevara.
Sammy Guevara. Fans are confused.
Yes.
They don't know if he's quitting, if he's injured, is suspended, or just if TK is not even using him. But
I didn't hear that last part what you said, but I'll go on with saying my part about this real quick. With the understanding that I have, and based on information that we got from Tony Khan himself during his Redemption media call, Sammy Guevara is in great standing with AEW. He is still signed with AEW. There was some confusion and mix-up with Sammy Guevara over the last 10 days or so, where he had just posted for whoever follows him on X/Twitter to check his bio. A lot of people were speculating and insinuating that he had taken down him being an AEW wrestler from his bio, even though it had been confirmed later that he never had AEW in his bio. And he just added world champion pro wrestler and father and things of that nature, or whatever the case is. But AEW had never been in his bio prior. Folks weren't too keen on what was going on with Sammy. Sammy's been doing plenty of work on ROH, so he's still been getting plenty of work with AEW / Ring of Honor. He recently just lost the ROH Tag Team Championships to the El Sky team. He did a chop it up interview segment with Caprice Coleman 2 weeks ago on ROH, and I didn't watch this week's episode of ROH, but I'm sure he was on there. He's one of the mainstays on ROH. But yeah, it was a lot of much ado about nothing when it came to Sammy. Sammy's fine. He's in good standing with AEW. He's there. For what I know, he's still signed for the next couple of years. But yeah, it was interesting that people started to, just come up with stuff and speculate as to what was going on with Sammy Guevara and whether or not he was going elsewhere, or if he was quitting AEW, or if AEW had released him. Folks like to jump to conclusions a little bit too much in a lot of different spaces, not just the wrestling space. So just wait for people to either confirm or deny stuff. It's partly his fault as well, because he was going with it for a bit, but he had to then reach out to Tony Khan, because word got to Tony Khan, and Tony was like, what the hell's going on? And he had to clarify things to Tony and let him know, hey man, nothing's going on, like everything is cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm just having a bit of fun online. And yeah, things like that, they can take a life of their own, and people just have to be careful as to what it is that they put out there, because not everybody has the same capabilities of interpretation. Let's just say that. So that's where I'm at with the whole Sammy Guevara thing, or whatever the case is. What about you, Delores? Did you think anything of it? Did it surprise you at all? What?
Sammy is full of stunts, and then it came out that something quote unquote happened backstage again, and it was just like, so I wouldn't be surprised, but I was like, I don't, and then once it was like, okay, his wife wanted to leave and she had been asked, it was like, okay. Also, I'm just with the same things. Tony, now you see that wrestling is a business and not a hobby. Because initially, when WWE wasn't letting people go out their contract, your words were, you should just let them go. And then turned around, and we've had multiple incidences now where it comes out people are asked to leave, and your response is no, or you keep them, and they don't even know they're being kept. So I'm like, okay, now you see the business of it all. Like, me sending you somewhere, me letting you go, people don't understand. Yes, you get paid when you leave. That's not a problem. But I'm paying you to sit on the shelf so you don't run and get somebody else some money. I'm not going to give you to my competitor. That's like McDonald's giving away the secret sauce. Now, we all know it, though. But they giving away the secret sauce. Well, they're just like, Burger King, you want to take this secret sauce? I'm not really, it's not making me no money like that no more, but I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. Guess what? That would be stupid. And sometimes people have to look at things as a business decision. He wanted to play along. Also, it brings up more drama with now knowing that his wife wanted to leave, to put spotlight on everything. So now Tony has to make a business decision. He kind of forced his hand a little bit. Like, I'm making all this drama for you. If you just let my wife go, it probably wouldn't be so bad. And so I kind of commend him for it. He used his bad his bad character flaws to kind of get what he wanted in the end. Because I think the fact that this going on and then his wife and stuff coming out hand in hand worked for each other. Because she had been asked to leave. She could have been made a ruckus. She came back. She did the little date she did. They really wasn't using her. So Why not just go ahead and make this fuss? Bring a spotlight. Now it looks like me and my wife are leaving. So then, I mean, we'll talk about it later on, but another couple who used that spotlight was Jack Perry and Anna. They went out there and talked smack, F Tony Khan, all that stuff like that. And guess what? They still here. So that's why I'm thinking it could be it was just a ploy. And Sammy is always down for the stunt. I mean, the man got smacked in the face. So I mean, he down for the plot. I don't blame him. Some people, us. How can I say this right for young people? Some people, are stunt queens. They do it for the plot. You know what I'm saying? They trolls. That's Sammy. I mean, I just figured that out. I don't. And so at this point, all of this going on and the ruckus, I didn't take seriously because I'm figuring, like Sammy, like MJF, like Anna J and Jack, this is for a stunt to get something to happen. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're on to the next topic, which is about his wife. CMLL got her release, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, as you see, CMLL needed to step away from wrestling a while to focus on herself and her mental health and life. Tony Khan said, we had a good conversation. I respect her decision and plans to grant her her release. Mind you, she asked for this, like a few weeks ago. And he decided now that this was, like, J News, I'm very confused about this. If the decision to let her go now is because she said she wants to publicly, take care of herself, and he feels like that's the best thing to do. I'm assuming that's the same thing she mentioned to him weeks ago, that he did not release her then. This is what irritates me about people. If it's good now that it's public and out in the open, why is it not good then? But J News, what's your thoughts on it?
Well, how am I going to approach this? Because I don't want to come off condescending or anything like that. I feel like there is a misconception about how people go about getting their releases from whatever job it might be, and things of that nature. Culturally speaking, not legally speaking, in regular jobs, most people give their employer 2 weeks notice or whatever the case is, right? Letting them know that they're going to be leaving the job and things of that nature, even though legally speaking, you as an employee don't owe your employer anything. You can just tell your employer you're quitting and you can walk out. But like I said, culturally speaking, from a norm standpoint, most folks give 2 weeks notice so they don't burn any bridges, just in case something happens and they need to come back to that particular place of employment and whatnot. I use that to say, in Tymello's case, the initial reporting that was done and verbalized by Brian Alvarez of F4W Online was that she had requested her release sometime in 2025, and it was denied. Tony Khan, during the media call for redemption, not only he didn't deny what was said, he said outright that information is wrong. Ty came to me a couple of weeks ago. He was taken aback by her decision and her request to ask for a release, and basically has to go, like any employer has to go through their human resources or legal team and things of that nature, especially when it comes to specific contracts, in order to have that release take place. So that's why it didn't take place right then and there at Collision. That's how these things happen. Wrestlers ask for their release. It might take a week or two, depending as to whatever the workload is in a specific department. But the news that Tony Khan came out with and said during the media call that he planned to grant her release wasn't surprising to me. I understand what took place with other talent previously in previous years, but I feel over the years that Tony Khan has learned a lot from the business aspect of professional wrestling, and he doesn't want to continue to garner any more negative PR, especially in the world of the internet wrestling community and things of that nature. And like he stated, he has a very good relationship with Ty Mello. So this taking him by surprise was one thing, and then he just wanted to make sure that that's something that she wanted to do. So basically, you know, to use a modern colloquialism, he let her sleep on it to make sure that's the decision she wanted to make. And when he spoke to her again, that's what it boiled down to. And, you know, now it's in the process and she got her release.
My thing about it is she really wasn't being used that much.
I understand
she's a mom.
that.
And so the fact that she made a decision and told him, for me, it's not that, yes, you got HR and all of those things that you have to handle. But if you wanted Tony, you know you can say it and it'll happen. It's not that you, I don't believe in certain companies, especially wrestling companies, that HR tape thing might work because it is a business company. But also, we all have seen you all work with people, aka Cody and some other people, on a handshake deal when HR should have been like, I'm concerned that this person might get hurt in your company. It works hand in hand. It's like, okay, at a certain point, when the risk is worth it, you'll take the chance. But when you want something simple, then it doesn't. I mean, we've been through this with even Brian Cage. Is it Brian Cage? Yeah, it's Brian Cage. When his wife was like, oh, we should leave, we're not getting used. They were talking smack on the internet. And he asked to leave. They said no. His contract came up and then they renewed it. And then he got online and was like, I'm shocked. I didn't even know they were going to keep me. At a certain pay, it's like, Tony, the things I want you to accept that the things that you thought were stupid and not good for business is the same thing that you are doing now because you think it's good for business. The business ain't never changed. You changed how you thought about the business. At a certain point, it's like, okay, well, I want people to be released. When they ask to be released, why don't you just let them go? But that comes the same for this. You've had plenty of people who have asked to leave, who would even say, hey, I'll finish whatever you want me to. I'm just ready to walk out the door. And the thing that has come out about you a lot is that you do business in a way that is not business-like. A lot of people have said that. You know, and my thing about it is, when does he sit here and say, I am the boss, I am the owner? So she asked me to leave, and if I truly feel like after talking to her, listen, you don't have to wait 24 hours, you don't have to wait 48 hours. If you don't want to be here, you don't want to be here. Because we've seen a lot of wrestlers who don't want to be there, and they dog it on the way out. So if you don't want to be here, you sure? Yeah, okay. I might call you back in an hour. Are you sure? I'm sure. Okay, that's great. See what's on the other side. Because people have actually left, tried to see what's on the other side, Andrade, Idolo, and all the rest of them. And now are having to come back and be like, you know what, you was right. I messed up. I shouldn't have never left. This was good over here. But you have to learn it until you get onto the other side. If she doesn't want to be there, even if she said, I don't like the way I'm being booked and I want to leave. Okay, is she making me money? No. Am I booking her? No. So why is she here? If she don't want to be here, let her go. Even if Jack and Anna didn't want to be there, if they're not making you money, they're not a headline attraction, they're not selling merch, people ain't buying tickets for them, you're not using them correctly, why have them there? You risk putting your business in danger, holding hostage people who don't want to be there. I say that for WWE. Stop holding people hostage. Now, if you sign a document and say you got a 90-day compete clause and I fire you, but listen, you still can get your business. You can set up for that date. And a lot of wrestlers have been doing that. Joe Gacy and the rest of them. Setting up, changing their bios, changing their pics, doing all these things, doing these vignette videos to get ready for the 90-day to be over with. They've been fired. But as an employee, if I want to quit, listen, I tell people all the time, you can fire me today, tell me, listen, and I've heard and I've seen people do this. I come all the way to my house, from my house to work. You say, hey, Delores, I'm going to let you go. You know what? You don't even need to go to your desk. I put your stuff in a brown box, take your stuff and get out. I don't get no warning. You didn't save me no gas by telling me not to come to work. I'm fired. None of that. But when I want to leave, I got to have a discussion with you. We got to talk about this like we're in a relationship. No, if I want to leave, I should be able to leave. Yeah. Listen, either you tell me, okay, Delores, leave, but after these certain amount of days, or I'll let you go by the end of the month, or something like that, but let me go. Don't have me with, we got to talk to HR, because if it was you firing me and me not firing you, then it's like a relationship. You ever seen a boyfriend and girlfriend break up and the man go, I'm leaving you. And he walk away, he act like it's fine. But as soon as she come and says, I'm leaving you. You leaving me? How you gonna leave me? Okay, I did all that. You be standing there like, sir, this is a two-way street. This is a relationship. I can leave you just like you can leave me. This is what it is. I signed up to do a job at a job. And you're not using me well. You're not using my talent and skill. I'm missing out being a mom, a first-time mom at that. What am I supposed to do? Most relationships is a mom and a dad. One of them is maybe, if you're not like Seth and Becky, one of them is a little lower than the other one. So they both have time where one can spend time, but you're missing out on the biggest things. If you watch down their vlog, sometimes they miss important moments and have to see it through a camera. She don't want to deal with that no more. She might want to have more kids. And so once I tell you, I want to do this for my own mental and physical health, because she's even talked about it on the vlog, sorry. That's the moment Tony should say, okay, this is it. You know, I wish you good luck. Maybe by the end of the month, I'll give you a release, or, you know, after the paperwork or whatever, like that, go to talk with HR and y'all deal with that. Then when speculation come out, just say, hey, she wanted to leave and I respect her wishes. You know, goodbye. Just not like, I was shocked. I was just, no. This is probably not her first time coming to you. Once they make it public, I believe that's when they've had this conversation more than once. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're on to the 90-day saga of WWE. Because 90 days that no complete cause is expired. It is over with. And so now people like Motor City Machine Guns, Kairi Sane, Santos Escobar, Zoe Starks, Aleister Black, Zelina, Eric Rowan, Nikki Cross, which is now Nikki Storm, Joe Gacy, Bo Dallas, and Dexter Lumis are now no longer bound by the 90-day complete cause. And J News, where do you think these people might be going after this?
I don't know. At the end of the day, they are free to go wherever they want to go and apply their trade at the end of the day. But like you were mentioning it before, Delores, a couple of the wrestlers have already, before the 90 days had expired and stuff like that, they had made some vignettes. They had already booked future dates at specific wrestling promotions and stuff like that. And people are trying to reinvent themselves as well. A la Santos Escobar, who just changed his name for character purposes and stuff like that going forward. So we'll see as to what he does with his future. The Motor City Machine Guns are a very well respected and liked tag team in the wrestling industry, period. It seems like there's a lot of chatter around them maybe coming to AEW. Don't know. Kairi Sane, the last time she was released by the WWE, she went back to Japan. So I'm not too sure if she wants to do that, and or work for another American wrestling promotion. Zoe Serrano, she just made her debut over at Rev Pro within the last 2 days. And so she's working in the UK for the time being. She's also part of their like a women's tournament they have going on later in the month of August as well. So keep a lookout for her there if you're interested in watching her work. Zelina made a change to her name. Obviously, Zelina with a Z is owned by the WWE. She changed it to Zelina with an X. She made a little video vignette, basically metaphorically, or not metaphorically, but visually. She was closing the door on all the different iterations of herself from the past, and giving us like a sneak peek at what it would be for her in the future. So we'll see what happens with her. Nothing specific on her husband though. I'm not too sure what Tommy wants to do. I don't think, you know, I'm not too sure.
Tommy had a worse exit from AEW than El Idolo. He had a worse exit than Andrade El Idolo.
To be fair, Dolores, I think his situation was more of him not even getting along, just him and whatever his attitude was towards being there, or his perceived attitude of being there, just not being liked by the boys and the girls in the back, or whatever the case is. Because obviously, certain people have made certain comments about his tenure there and stuff like that, and then other people haven't had anything bad to say about him. So there does seem to be a divide between the perception of Aleister Black, Malachi Black, Tommy End, whatever you want to call him. Ultimately, that's up to Tony. The folks from the Wyatt Six, Nikki Storm just made her return to the UK, or no, the European indie scene.
Yeah, they changed their name to Nikki Storm. Joseph Sawyer is Joe Gacy.
Yeah,
Samuel Shaw is Dexter Loomis, and he keeping Uncle. It looks like he's keeping Uncle Howley, Bo Dallas, and I can't pronounce his name, so I leave it for J News. That is Santos Escobar's new name.
no, that's his old name, Hijo del Fantasma.
Yeah,
Because
that's what they said on Fightful that he's gonna go by. So I don't know.
no, he came up with something himself. He posted it on his social media and things of that nature. It's Romeo something, but he's not going back to the Hijo del Fantasma name.
Don't tell me he's gonna go to that Rico Suave character he played one time.
I don't know. I don't know what he's gonna do, but he did change his name. The Hijo del Fantasma name was the name that he was using when he was under the mask. He lost his mask before he went to the WWE, so he wants to do something different and tell stories and all that jazz. So he's changed his name to Romeo something. I forget what the last name is, but we'll see as to what he does. The folks from the Wyatt Six, Joe Sawyer, who's formerly Joe Gacy, he did a show with Pro Wrestling Revolver over the weekend, and stuff like that. I'm not too sure what Sam Shaw's gonna do, or where he's gonna go. So there's that, and I'm not too sure what Bo Dallas, aka Uncle Howdy, aka Taylor Rotunda, wants to do, if he wants to continue wrestling or not. At the end of the day, and Big Red Beard, I'm sure he'll go back to the Indies and stuff like that. So
yeah, he was doing good in the Indies. I see him going back. Ladies and gentlemen, another topic we're going to get into is ticket sales drop for major August shows. Wrestling fans holding back as prices rise and the economy slows down. They got these type of money for these tickets. As you see, All In London, August 30th. at Wembley Stadium. These are real ticket um, evaluations that I got yesterday. That 80% of the show is currently sold. The tickets disputed. I mean, the tickets that were given were 33,504 tickets. Available tickets are 8,039 remaining. Okay, so that's a lot. SummerSlam Night 1, which I'm doing a watch along for. Uh, we we are looking at 87.2 of the tickets that are sold. The tickets given out 27,275. Remaining tickets 3,175 tickets left. Okay. Then we got for night 2, 85.7%. Tickets given out 26,811. And then we have 4,450 tickets remaining. Listen, and it's saying that they're not selling out good. And you would think inside Minneapolis, place of the one and only Prince, we would get some kind of go. Hey, Tin! Listen, y'all didn't check it out. Me and Tin went together yesterday. We had a good old hoot for like 4 or 5 hours together online talking about YouTube updates. Go check out Tin. But J News, what do you feel about these? I really don't. Now, from the WWE side, because I cover a lot of WWE, I watch AEW, I watch everything. They really ain't got a great build up. Too much. I don't want to see on there. But and I hate to say it, but WWE has bad build ups, good shows. If they got a good build up to something, the match is gonna be stupid. So I'm not, as right now, I'm not excited, but I know they have the potential of seeing some good matches for night 1 and night 2. All in, I always expect them to put on a great show. That's not the point. The point is that they are having to step up to the pricing that other companies are doing. And that is eliminated. And plus, there are a lot of, I mean, if you go through, we cover a small niche of wrestling. But if I covered every single wrestling match that happens 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, especially in the United States, if I can't make it all in London, if I'm in London, I probably can get a Rev Pro show cheaper. Still banger matches, just cheaper. And I think that's what people are saying. Like, there are alternatives. Even though I love this company, I can't afford it. I can't afford a almost $100 shirt, a $300, $400 ticket. Listen, for the Sunday night main event show here in Georgia, for me to sit in the rafters just for myself is an over $100 ticket. I mean, far, far away. And when I look down, I probably see them looking like ants. I can't afford that. And then especially if it's me, my 2 nephews, my brother, my mom who loves wrestling, you are essentially spending a house note to go to a wrestling match. When you can go to, it's not GCW, it's I don't forgot the name of the company. They come down here in Atlanta, like $50 ticket. Still gonna watch good matches. Maybe some of the major stars will come in like they do on the indies and come and wrestle. So you get to see some of the major stars. People are finding alternatives. They're sick of paying these prices. And that last minute ticket boosting is not helping either. I actually wanted to get a ticket on Sunday night's main event. You know, it ain't work. To get closer to the seats towards the entrance. I looked and one ticket was almost $2,000. Who paying that? Who paying that? I'm not gonna see every single major wrestler in WWE. I'm not gonna meet them. And if I wanted a backstage meet and greet, I listen. And that goes for music shows too. You hear people now complaining about going and seeing Usher and Chris Brown. One lady decided that instead of getting a front row seat, J News, she was gonna get a seat in the rafters. But she paid that almost, was it $2,000-3,000 meet and greet so she could hug on Chris Brown. I said to myself, lady, you can buy a sewing machine cheap or make a life-size Chris doll and hug it. That was what is the purpose of it, J News? Because the economy is bad. We making, if you garden right now, you got an opportunity to sell things that grow in your garden because we can't even eat the food out here. I had to check cereal date on eggs, J News. I made a mistake of eating Taco Bell the other day. Shout out if you my nutritionist, you didn't hear me say that. But I just ate some Taco Bell the other day and then realized the latest they said ain't good. And then I got to think to myself, if I enjoy wrestling, and this is another reason why I've never been to a wrestling match, that I have to pay an arm and a leg to be far back and not have the experience or the joy that I should have if paying for the ticket. I'm not looking at the match and the ring. I'm looking up at the sky at the Jumbotron trying to figure out what's going on. And if you've been to some of these matches or seen some of these people live streams, they are watching their phone to watch it in real time. They're sitting there because they can't see. And I would think that you would sell more tickets at a lower price. Now, I'm not saying you got to take it all the way down to the ground, but cut it in half. You would sell more tickets that way than having it at a higher price and thinking people are going to run and jump to it. The only person I can guarantee you that will pay that high ticket price, and I'm still trying to figure out why. Not even why, but how. Is the man in the green shirt in front of the WWE. And I think he worked with them at this point.
He doesn't pay for tickets. He works with WWE.
He's always there. Even when they go out of the country, they did like a small interview with him. Somebody interviewed him. And they was that was back in the day. They asked him, because I stopped following him after I realized he was everywhere. They asked him, did he work for WWE? He was like, no, I'm trying to get to work with them. And they was like, so you pay out your pocket? He's like, yeah. They was like, so what you do for a living? And he was like, and I looked at him and I was like, whatever you doing. And he said something in the end, but I forgot what he said. I don't know if he said he was a day trader or something. He said something, and I was like, sir, I love wrestling, but even if I had that much money, I would not spend it on this, okay? The thing about it is that certain people have certain amount of money. They show up different places. They do everything. O'Shea Jackson gonna be everywhere. And listen, O'Shea did not have a good standing with the WWE for a while. He was shooting at that fourth rope stuff, and he kind of got himself in trouble. But I am saying to you, if you love it, also pay-per-view prices. Me paying $100 on a whim and a guess that this might be good is not working. I pay a lot for ESPN Unlimited, okay? More than I should. It's beginning to get too high. Somebody calculated online all the apps, all the things you need to watch, the major wrestling shows. And I calculated myself, I spent over $100. Now you want me to times that by 6 to go see it live. I'm not going to see it. I'm not going to do it. But J News, you've been to a lot of them. How do you feel about it?
Man, I've been going to wrestling shows for over 20 something years, and just finding the what we used to call disposable income in order to spend on these shows has been quite the search in recent years. As a matter of fact, not even months or weeks. It's in recent years. Disposable income in America isn't what it used to be. So you have to really be quite specific with what it is you're going to be spending your money on. Because if you're going to be going to a wrestling show and you want good seats, going to a wrestling show might cost you a vacation later on in the year. You know what I'm saying? So it always depends on what it is you want to do, and what you prefer and what you're going to prioritize at the end of the day. Me and my group of friends have had these conversations over the last year or so as to how many shows we're going to be going to in a year, and we're basically down to one or two for the year instead of the, what was it, like 6 or 7 we used to go to, because the disposable income just isn't there anymore. So there's that part of it, just from an everyday layman person standpoint. Like you said, Dolores, just the ticket pricing itself is just too high. At the end of the day, I commend both AEW and the WWE for cutting their ticket prices for their August events, which is why I think their ticket sales picked up within the last 2 weeks or so. But it shouldn't have taken. They should have noticed this months ago, instead of this happening instead of them reducing their ticket prices weeks ago.
They did, well, WWE did, because the last pay-per-view, if you all remember, was it WrestleMania? It was, I think, WrestleMania. They had these special ticket prices that you could get last minute, and it was half of the price that everybody else who had already bought their ticket had paid for. And it was like, and it was some people online who were 38 hot. I paid $1,800 for my ticket, and just because y'all couldn't sell it out last minute, y'all selling my ticket for half of the price for Joe Schmo to come. People got mad. I would be mad too if I paid like $1,000 for my ticket, and I turned to my neighbor and like, hey, you see Rhea Ripley? You know these tickets were all I what? And he was like, yeah, I spent $500, and I know I spent $1,000. I am dog walking everybody at WWE. This is a joke, not seriously. But I'm just saying, it makes you so mad when you see stuff like that. And I know they've done it a couple of times, like, okay, we're getting close to the time for something to happen. Tickets ain't selling. Oh, we have these special ticket prices. Da, 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 da. And they also sell it to the, third party ticket people to sell cheaper. And it's like, okay. So y'all knew this was going, like, if this been happening since WrestleMania, okay, I can understand AEW, they're hot. They got great matches. I can understand why they didn't see the fall off. But WWE, you've been seeing the fall off since the beginning of this year. You could have corrected this. And I bet you they're going to do this again next set of pay-per-views.
Yeah, I think that what's been going on with the entertainment sector as a whole, because like you said, it happens with concert tickets. I know for a fact, just due to work and stuff like that, it happens in the sports sector as well. This whole, what I like to call the sliding scale price variance way of doing business with ticket prices, it's ridiculous.
You have people out here who are literally big. Is Echo for me or for J News?
For me.
I don't know why. I don't know. You have people out here now who love Beyonce, who have been to every show she's ever had. They're like, you see the meme and the talk, and they be like, girl, don't do this to me. Please don't do this. We broke. We just got finished with one of your concerts. If you went to Jay-Z 3 nights, you pretty much have paid to rent out a house at this point for 3 months. And you go in there, you say, I can't do this no more. I can't do this no more. I can't. I just paid $1,000 to see you, Chris Brown in particular. If I don't spend $2,000, $3,000 to see you, maybe say 3 months ago, and then now you don't team up with Usher, you come back to my town again, I want to see you, but my money can't see you, okay? I can't see you. I can't buy that special outfit, that meet and greet ticket. I can't come in. I can't do none of that. I can't get down to the floor to maybe get a cherry. I can't get nothing. My pockets are empty. If I'm a wrestling fan and Saturday Night Main Event came through town maybe a year ago, not a year ago, but like 6 months ago, and I don't spend $1,000 to go see that bull jive, and then now you want me to come back and watch this 2 nights? There's 2 nights, so I'm gonna be honest with WWE. You roll the dice, okay? So let's just say I pick a ticket for night 1, but I don't go to night 2. Night 2 gonna be the best. If I pick a ticket for night 2, night 1 gonna be the best. So you gotta pick both to either get one good experience out of the 2 nights. And then you got to remember, as a family, you got to buy your ticket, you got to buy your food, you got to buy all of these things together. It's not worth it. I mean, watch from home. I'm gonna secretly say watch with me, but listen, it's not worth it. Ladies and gentlemen, Janu's gonna say her name because I never say it right. Next.
Yeah, Natsupoi. She is a member of the Stardom roster. She is a Japanese pro wrestler. Delores, just mute yourself for a minute. So, with that being said, I put this up because the news came along during the week that she announced during one of the weekly shows, one of the weekly Stardom shows, that she was going to be retiring. A lot of people, or at least a lot of the chatter that was going on online, said that she had been basically hinting at it for quite some time, but she ultimately came to the decision to announce her retirement. She will be retiring. Sorry, she'll be retiring in January of 2027, and stepping away from professional wrestling. It's sad to see. To be quite honest, I've grown very fond of her over the years and her style, and she's really grown and evolved her style and things of that nature, and how she puts on matches. I think she's been at her best within the last year and a half, and she's in a good groove. So for her to get to the point where she's now choosing to retire is a bit sad, but it's her decision, it's her life at the end of the day, and she wants to do different things and all that jazz. So much props to her, much love to her, and hopefully everything works out the way she wants. She's in her mid-30s. She just recently got married. For folks who don't know, she is married to another Japanese wrestler who goes by the name of Shingo Takagi, and don't necessarily know if they want to have a family or anything of that sake. But at the end of the day, her life, her choice, her career. She's had a pretty good career. It's one of the standouts from Stardom in the last, I'd say, 7 to 8 years as well. And it's just, it's just kind of sad to see her retiring. But basically, she's going to be going through not the motions, but she's going to be going through the final tours for the end of the year for Stardom, and then come January, she's going to be calling it quits. But great career for her, great showing. I think she's at her right now. I think that she's at her peak. The same way I thought about Tam Nakano before she retired as well. These two women are going out in their primes, and it leaves a lot to be desired as a fan, right? But for her as a human being, as a person, you know what I'm saying? I just want what's best for her and stuff like that. And if this is her choice, all power to her and all that jazz. So I just want to congratulate her on a great career, and I'll be watching the rest of what she's going to be doing for the rest of the year. And hopefully they have a very nice and beautiful ceremony for her when she or have a retirement show for her, like New Japan decided to have for Sumi Sakai back in 2025. So hopefully they do that for her at Stardom. But did you want to say anything about that, Dolores?
No, what are you doing? Jesus, don't be like this. major events. I used to watch them more often, but the more that I watch on here, the more I'm like, I started kind of let Stardom go, which is sad because I wish I had seen more of her work to understand, more of it. But and I keep up with like the Sarah Nakanos and all of those people. Um, it's me. It's me. You know what? I'm going to old school. I can't stand. I've been through 65 microphones in the past 3 days. Can you hear me now? I swear to God, I've been through this microphone 60 times, and neither one of them are doing. Can you hear me now? Am I here? Okay, there we go. I would say I could see her. She had a lot of. I think she could have lasted a long time. Thank you, T. A long time. But I just not. I don't. Did she get? Did she have a lot of injuries? Because I wasn't keeping up with. So it just, you know, maybe. And I hate to say it, sometimes when you get to a certain age, you don't achieve a lot of things you want to achieve. Might want to take the time to just go and do that. And some people leave and come back. I don't know if she's got a lot of things she want to accomplish, a lot of things she wanted to do. Also, I noticed, oh, Jesus, why is it acting bad? It's a computer. Now, can you hear me? It's that noise cancellation on my side. It works on J News side, but it don't work on my side. I am so angry at it. Um, so angry, so angry at it. Me and this noise cancellation are gonna fight each other. So like I'm saying, I think maybe she's stepping away to just take some time to do some things that she maybe hasn't done because it seems like she started at an early age. And with that being said, you miss out on a lot of things. You don't get to do a lot of things. I don't know if she has children. So that might be a reason why take time. Even though people like you see people like Becky and even Jade and other people who kind of wrestle even after having children, you still sometimes need that time for yourself. Just to have that time for yourself. Also, another reason we talked about with Tay Mello, you want to be there for those first few moments. And I think that's why Becky explained why she and Self now takes her daughter on the road with them, is because they kind of missed the things that they wanted to see. You don't get to, even Cody's talk about it, be that full parent you want to when you have to watch your child first steps through a phone, or hear them say their first words, or lose their first tooth, or go to their first doctor's appointment, and you're on the road. That defeats the purpose. So, with that being said, we're gonna go on to the next one. TNA releases Sinner and Saint, Judas Icarus, and Travis Williams. Um, Shay News, what did you think about this when you saw it?
I was surprised to hear it. Um, but then again, I don't watch TNA enough, so I wanted to get more informed about it. And from the information that I gathered from reputable sources, they hadn't been used in quite some time on TNA TV.
No,
Uh,
they haven't.
so, for all intents and purposes, to the point that you were making about other talents not being used, especially when they request their release, they requested their releases, and TNA granted their release. Once TNA granted their release, the the wrestling community, as in their peers, came out and spread a lot of love about these two and their talent and their abilities and things of that nature. So it seems like these guys are well respected, and they are perceived to be the future of pro wrestling. These two young men are Canadian wrestlers, so they're applying their trade here in the U.S. So for all intents and purposes, there is a hope for them to go and work elsewhere. I have seen a lot of Judas Icarus's work. I am a fan of the young man. I think he's terrific. Not I'm not very knowledgeable on Travis Williams at all, but I do from everything that I've read from, like I said, from their peers and stuff like that. It seems like they're a very cool and able tag team. So maybe we'll be seeing them sometime soon elsewhere. I'm not too sure if they've had any tryouts with the WWE or anything like that. I don't recall ever seeing Travis Williams at least have any offshoot matches with ROH/AEW. I do recall Judas Icarus having those. So maybe it's a platform for them to want to take advantage of if the opportunities are there. But the Indians right now, not that they're booming, but they have other places to go and other places to wrestle. So hopefully they are able to apply their trade and continue to grow their individual brands and their tag team brand. And yeah,
They came from GCW.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how I knew them. GCW, they did really good. I didn't expect them to go to TNA, but when they did, I thought maybe this is an opportunity to show them on a bigger scale, because TNA was doing the new revitalized of TNA, and it has been, I'm gonna be very honest with you, it's been crap. I don't like it. Was not surprised about it. They were up. They have not really been used. A lot of people are jumping ship, as we know. Santana left, which has been, so I was not sure. Like, I think that they know their worth, and their worth is not here at TNA. So, and TNA doesn't want to look like the bad guy, so they're letting people go, which I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, because we're on to the next topic, which is Buddy Matthews is cleared. Welcome back, buddy. J News, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Buddy Matthews. I think that he's a star, to be quite honest, and all he needs is the opportunity and the chance to be used on TV on a regular basis. And I think that you can give a guy like him the ball and he'll run with it at the end of the day. So I'm glad to hear that he's been medically cleared to come back into the ring. It took quite some time for him to get right, medically speaking and physically speaking. That the ankle issue that he had, when they evaluated it the first time, they had to go back in and do some more work on it after the initial injury and stuff like that. So he had a setback, and then recovery was just longer than what he had anticipated and stuff like that. But now he's clear. He's ready to. He's cleared. I'm not too sure if he's ready to go. He's always great. He's always in great physical condition from an aesthetic standpoint. But it's a different form of cardio when you're a professional wrestler. I've come to learn over the last month or so that him and Rhea have their own wrestling ring at their compound, as I like to say now. So I'm sure that he'll get back up to speed in no time, and he'll be back on AEW television soon enough. So yeah, wanted to mention that about Buddy. Hope to see him back soon and be involved in whatever the hell is going on in AEW because he deserves it. And he's another one of those amazing in-ring talents, and he's not bad on the mic either if you give him the opportunity to get on there because he's very believable. So that's another thing I just wanted to add in there. But yeah, man, hopefully we get to see him soon. And I just wanted to report that on that end. I just spoke about his wife, Rhea Ripley, quickly. I didn't put this on Delores to put onto any graphic or anything like that. But Rhea's been out for a while now as well. She's got a meniscus tear, which is why she hasn't been on WWE TV. Which is also part of the reason as to why they created this tournament for the women's WWE Championship to have an interim champion. Rhea's injury is worse than what they thought, and it's going to take her some time to rehabilitate and come back. So there's that from an injury front for Rhea Ripley, just to let you guys know. But what are your thoughts, Dolores, if you have any, on Buddy Matthews being medically cleared and what's been going on with Rhea Ripley as well? You're muted, Dolores. Can't hear you. No sound. No. Can't hear you. Nope. Nope. Negative. I'm not too sure. I know you're saying something, but I can't hear you, and I'm not too sure if because I know 10's in the chat. I don't know if 10 can hear me. So, but I can't hear you. All right. So, gonna move right along, I guess, for the time being. 10, let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Okay. All right. So 10 can hear me, but Dolores is having technical issues now with her microphone. So let me just move along with the news now, and we'll do what we can with the show. This is a graphic about Jack Perry and Anna Jay. Jack Perry did or should I say, AEW came up with a vignette for Jack Perry within the last couple of weeks of him re-signing a contract with AEW and extending his contract with AEW. So Jack is going to be staying with AEW on the previously mentioned media call that Tony Khan had for Redemption. He mentioned that Anna Jay is currently injured. She went in for an MRI, and they have to do some more evaluation on her to see as to how long she will be out for, but she is currently injured. But within the same media call, TK Tony Khan mentioned that Anna Jay had re-signed with AEW, and she will be with them for the foreseeable future. So that was a bit of news that we got between Anna Jay and Jack Perry having re-signed with AEW and staying with them. Hopefully, there'll be more down the road for Anna Jay to do in the future. Now that she no longer has her tag team partner along with her, I wonder how her career and or her character will change on AEW TV. And Jack Perry now has his focus on climbing the ladder to be a future AEW World Champion. So that is the bits of news on Jack Perry and Anna Jay. So there's that of it. Next up, we have Bayley's status. So I wrote this down as a bit of information for Delores to put on graphic, but I've gotten news since then. But I'll go over what we have here, right? So I was reading that Bayley's status with WWE was unclear at the moment. They know that she has all we know is that she has not re-signed any sort of a contract extension with the WWE. And that her contract expires at some time in the fourth quarter of this year. Now, since I since I exchanged this news with Delores, I've come into more information about Bayley's status with the WWE. As a matter of fact, Bayley was at a California-based house show yesterday in a match against Lyra Valkyria and Sol Ruca. So Bayley is still with the WWE currently. I always thought, based on what they did for Saturday night's main event, that they were just going to write Bayley off for about a week or two, and then have her come back and continue her feud with Lyra Valkyria and things of that nature, and make the third match, that rubber match, some sort of a stipulation match with her and Lyra. And Lyra will end up, I feel like Lyra is going to end up challenging for the women's IC championship against Sol Ruca at like a Raw or something like that, and she'll lose that match due to Bayley's interference and stuff like that, and then they'll continue the Bayley and Lyra feud into SummerSlam, which all has to happen tomorrow, and because SummerSlam is next weekend, which all has to happen tomorrow and or Thursday at SmackDown, and then they'll have Bayley have that match against Lyra, and then we'll see as to what happens there. But Bayley is definitely still with the WWE. She'll probably be back on TV this week, and we'll go from there. But right now, Bayley's future is what is up in the air, because she has not signed any sort of an extension with the WWE, and we'll see as to where Bayley ends up after her contract with the WWE is over. She deserves to do whatever she wants to do with her career. If she wants to end up making more money and just having a lot of fun, like her best friend Mercedes is, AEW is a good place for her to go. She wants to continue to give back to the wrestling industry, specifically women's wrestling. And for folks who don't know, she's come up with her Lodestone seminars for up and coming and existing women's wrestlers and stuff like that. So I think that's something that she also wants to concentrate on doing, even though she's still active and working. And I believe AEW's schedule will allow her to do more of that. If she wants to go to AEW, not that the WWE schedule hasn't allowed her to do that, but it's very few and far in between. I feel like that's something that she wants to do more often. And I feel like AEW schedule would allow her to do that in comparison to WWE. So that's something that is definitely a possibility. And obviously, not obviously, if folks don't know, Mercedes Moné herself, formerly known as Sasha Banks, has been putting out some creative graphics about future matches with Bayley post WWE and things of that nature. So we'll see as to what happens, but right now Bayley's still with the WWE, and I'm sure she'll be back on TV sooner rather than later, because her contract doesn't expire anytime soon, or at least within the next, I don't see her contract expiring at least within the next 2.5 to 3 months. So That's the latest on Baylor. And then G1 news. As for my New Japan Pro Wrestling stuff, Shota Umino, my main man, the shooter, he had to forfeit his position in the G1 Climax this year, unfortunately, due to the fact that he suffered a concussion during the first night of the G1, which was here in the United States in Chicago during his match against Zack Sabre Jr. And being that he forfeited his place, all the points that he would have garnered in any wins went to whoever his competitors were for the rest of the tournament. Hopefully it's not anything too serious and it's not a severe concussion of anything, and Shota can come back and return to his wrestling career in due course and whatnot. But I wanted to put this out there as a bit of news because it's important for folks to know that wrestling is not as fake as you think it is, and people do get hurt for real in that ring. And Shota Umino is one of the members of the new generation that people have a very divisive opinion on. At the end of the day, if they're New Japan fans, but for all intents and purposes, as a human being, I just want him to be well. And hopefully he's able to recover from this concussion, and he can come back and put on those great matches and big shows for New Japan Pro Wrestling, as I know that he can. So that's a bit of news. And the last bit of news that I had Delores come up with some graphics for the week that was here in pro wrestling. As we usually do, got to go on to the results for the week. Back into the Hit the Ropes podcast studio. We're going to go back to the results as we always do. We start off with the WWE first. Going over to Raw review time, folks. Review time. Raw aired on the 20th of July. And we had a couple of matches on Raw. Non-title tag team match. We had the Vision of Austin Theory and Braun Breaker, along with Logan Paul and Maxine Dupree. They defeated Dragon Lee and Javon Evans. Obafemi defeated JD McDonough in 54 seconds. Chad Gable and Penta defeated Ethan Page and Rusev. Joe Hendry defeated Dominic Mysterio with Liv Morgan in his corner. And Jacob Fatu defeated LA Knight. That was Raw. Over to NXT, which took place on Tuesday, the 21st, on the CW. We had members of Dark State, Cutler James, Deion Lennox, and Osiris Griffin. They defeated Noam Dar, Romeo Moreno, and Saquon Sugars. Keanu Carver defeated Hank Walker. Jada Parker finally defeated Natty via referee's decision. It was funny in that particular match because the white towel was thrown in during this match to end the match. Natty had Carmen Petrovic and Nikita Lyons in her corner, but the towel was thrown in by none other than Thea Hale. Thea threw in that white towel, creating more of a buzz and some heat there between her and Natty. So it seems like Jada Parker is not the only person who has beef with Natty at NXT. Sean Spears defeated Nico Vance via DQ. The debuting in-ring debut of Reina Volcan, formerly known as Nikki Blackheart, she defeated Skylar Ray in a match that, yes, it was supposed to make Reina Volcan look good, but Skylar Ray really looked good in this match as well. There's a future for that young lady. She's from, I believe, the LFG show. But there's a future for that young lady at the WWE. So keep an eye out for Skylar Ray, even though this was more of a spotlight match for Reina Volcan. And yeah, I just wanted to say that about the match. And then it was the WWE NXT title street fight. It was the one and only Tony D'Angelo, the champion. He defeated Naraku, aka Evil, in this street fight. According to what was said online, I did not watch this particular match. It was received very well. After the match was over, we got the re-debut of the man formerly known to all of us as Mike Santana, as he went through the crowd to basically let people know that he goes here now. He will be applying his trade on NXT after his contract with TNA has expired. The reason as to why I say the man formerly known as Mike Santana is because it seems like the WWE/TKO is going to want to change his name. So Mike Santana is going to be getting a new name whenever they decide on that for NXT. I'm sure we'll get that decision and name on Tuesday. But that was NXT for this week. On to SmackDown, which took place this past Friday on the 24th of July, the USA Network. We had Brie Bella defeating Lainey Reed. This particular match where Brie Bella defeated Lainey Reed, they had Paige was cornering Brie Bella. Lainey Reed was flanked by her other members of Fatal Influence, Fallon Henley and Jacy Jayne. After the match was over, Fatal Influence tried to get the jump on Paige and Brie Bella, but then we had a returning Nikki Bella come out and basically help clear the ring. Then Nikki got on the mic and she challenged the entire faction of Fatal Influence to a 6-man or a 3-on-3 match at SummerSlam. So that's going to be happening at SummerSlam. We then had the interim WWE Women's title qualifying match. We had Chelsea Green defeating Kiana James in a good match. Hold on one second, folks. So we then had Chelsea Green defeat Kiana James in a qualifying match for the WWE Women's title, the interim Women's title. This is my personal opinion. It's been my personal opinion for years. I think Chelsea Green's a hell of a worker, and I know she loves all the entertainment stuff. But like when she gets a chance to work, bro, like Chelsea Green's one of them ones, man. Folks need to look out for her when she's in there and doing her thing. The other interim WWE Women's title qualifying match, we had Charlotte Flair defeat Nia Jax via DQ. I believe during this match, the reason as to why Charlotte won via DQ is because Jade Cargill came out and interfered in the match, and she got into Charlotte's face or whatever the case is, and then beat her down physically with the rest of the I guess they still call them the baddies, right? So that happened there to continue the feud between Charlotte Flair and Jade and stuff like that, and Charlotte sticking up for Alexa Bliss and all that workaround storyline wise. We then had the undisputed WWE title #1 contendership qualifying fatal 4-way match. We had Finn Balor defeat Damian Priest and Royce Keys and Trick Williams. So there's a lot going on in this. Finn Balor, he's the #1 contender to the WWE Undisputed Championship, right? And the undisputed champion right now is CM Punk. So they're gonna have a fatal 4-way here, and I believe the fatal 4-way is going to be Finn Balor, Sami Zayn, CM Punk, and Cody. So I don't know what's going on, but it is a little jumbled there. But Royce Keys, he still got his issues with the members of the Bloodline, I think. Trick is having his issues with Mello and a re-debuting Baron Corbin. Damian Priest is kind of floating right now. Not too sure if he's still in the tag team with Truth or not. I'm not too sure if he's going to be doing work down in AAA, but he's floating right now. And Finn is Finn. Also wanted to mention that there was an interview segment during SmackDown that featured Walter and Nick Aldis, which they signed their contract to have their match at SummerSlam. So it's going to be Nick Aldis for the first time ever being able to wrestle in the WWE ring. And for the first time in 3 years, he's going to be wrestling, and he's going to be going up against the career killer, aka the one and only Walter. And I've liked the way that they build their feud. But for folks who don't know and aren't aware, Walter is basically taking Drew McIntyre's place. This is supposed to be what Drew was supposed to be doing, but right now I think Drew's currently he's out. I'm not going to say whether he's hurt or if he's doing something else because I don't remember what happened with Drew, but he's out right now. But Drew was supposed to be doing this spot with Nick Aldis and not Walter, but it ended up working out either way. So Nick Aldis relinquished his general manager powers, and he is now a wrestler for the WWE. I'm not too sure if that's going to be full time or if he's going to return to be the GM of SmackDown, but that's the way that they're doing it right now, going into SummerSlam. So that was SmackDown this past Friday. On to AAA, Lucha Libre Worldwide, Verano del Escándalo. I believe Delores did a watch along for this last night. We had the first night, which was on the 18th, which was last week. We had the AAA World Mixed Tag Team title match. We had La Hiedra and Laredo Kid defeat Lola Vice and Mr. Iguana. There goes the title change. Los Perros del Mal, Angel and Daga, Angel Garza and Daga defeated Dominic Mysterio and El Grande Americano. This was the one that happened last night, wasn't it? Where Dominic ended up turning on Grande Americano and he joined not Los Perros, but he joined up or teamed up with Dorian and Omos and stuff like that. So that went down. So that was what was going down on AAA this past week. So this happened yesterday. We now go on to AEW. AEW Dynamite took place this past week on the 22nd of July. We had the AEW TNT title match to start off the night. It was Kevin Knight defeating Darby Allin in a crazy match. Bandito, and Brody King, they defeated Don Callis family members Kazuchika Okada and Kyle Fletcher. That broke down real quick between Kazuchika Okada and Kyle Fletcher, and Okada doing his best impression of wanting to apologize to Kyle, but he was just being he was just being a dick about it, or whatever the case is. It was a fake ass apology. Jay White defeated Clark Connors in what the only thing I can say about that particular match is that Jay White is back, and he's just getting his bearings back under him. But without question, Jay White is back. Good match, best match Clark Connors has had on AEW TV since he's signed a contract with them, and that's all due to Jay White. AEW Women's World Tag Team Title No Disqualification match, the Divine Dominion of Lena Cross and Megan Bayne, the champions, they retained as they defeated the Sisters of Sin in a no DQ match where it got a little violent and things of that nature. But Divine Dominion ended up retaining there. We then have the Death Riders of Jon Moxley and Will Ospreay, along with Kenny Omega in a 6-man match, defeating Don Callis family members Brian Cage, Hechicero, and Jake Doyle. That broke down after the match was over and things of that nature, where folks didn't how can I say this? So everything broke down after the match was over. People paired off with their respective opponents for their matches at Redemption. But by the end of it all, the Jet, Kevin Knight, was standing tall once he blasted Kenny Omega in the head with a flyby with his TNT championship, and he made Kenny bleed. So we're going into Redemption with this hot angle, dare I say, between Kevin Knight and Kenny Omega. So that was Dynamite. We then go on to, I believe it's ROH for the week. Yes, Ring of Honor. ROH this past Thursday had Honor Club on the. Oh no, this was Mondays. This was the YouTube special that went down on Tuesday. Sorry, guys. We had the Death Riders of Danny Garcia and Wheeler Yuta. They defeated the Dark Order of Alex Reynolds and Evil Uno. Commander defeated Allen Angels in a very competitive and high-flying contest. Zachary Wentz defeated Nick Camarado. Busta and the Brain, my boys, Alec Price and Jordan Oliver, along with the Outrunners of Truth Magnum and Turbo Floyd, defeated the premier athletes of Aria Davari, Tony Nese, and the Swirl of Blake Christian and Lee Johnson. Maya World defeated Tiara James. The Ops of Anthony Bowens, Hook and Katsuyori Shibata, they defeated JKM, LSG, and Max St. Giovanni. Mainstays on the ROH roster, dare I say. And then for the AEW national title, we had the champion, Mark Davis, retain his championship by defeating Desmond Xavier in one hell of a competitive affair. So that was the beatdown of the ROH YouTube show that went down on Tuesday. We then go on to ROH's regular airing on the 23rd of July on Thursday. We had an ROH World Television title match. Leo Rush, the champion, defeated the main man Oro. We had Brian Keith defeat Island Angels. Billy Starks defeated Becca. Becca continuing to get more work with AEW. Seems like Tony's taking a liking to her, so we'll see as to what her future holds with AEW/ROH. The premier athletes of Arya Daivari and Tony Nese, they defeated the Dark Order of Alex Reynolds and John Silver. The tag team division in ROH is really stepping it up. Those guys are the the tag team division of ROH is one of their stronger points when watching ROH TV. So if you have ROHWrestling.com, or if you're a subscriber to Honor Club, or if you subscribe to My AEW, you can catch ROH shows there as well. RPG Vice, Rocky Romero and Trent Beretta, they defeated Alex Zane, Zussoff, and Mance Warner. Oh, Mancer. That was a good match to see. Good to see Alex Zane back on ROH. Satnam Singh had a match there. Quick squash where he squashed Jack Jameson of the I forget what their frat boy gimmick, whatever the case is. High-End defeated Lacey Lane in a good match. Adam Brooks, the returning Adam Brooks, after his good showing last week on Collision versus Will Ospreay, got to continue to apply his trade here on ROH TV, defeating Nathan Cruz in a highly contested bout there. Hope to see more of Adam Brooks stateside. He's one hell of a talent, and so is Nathan Cruz. Both guys in the wrestling business for damn near 20 years now, and now being showcased more here on this platform of ROH. Commander defeated Tommy Billington in another really good match. Tommy continuing to grow and evolve his wrestling skills and be in there with different styles of wrestlers as well. But Commander continues to kill it, as he always does when he gets a chance to be on TV. We then had Skyflight, Dante Martin, Darius Martin, Matt Sydal, and Scorpio Sky defeat STP of Shane Taylor Promotions of Anthony Ogogo, Carly Bravo, Shane Taylor, and Sean Dean. Very cool 8-man tag there as well. So that was ROH TV for this past Thursday. We then go on to Collision, which happened last night. With Collision 154, we had Tommaso Ciampa defeat Zachary Wentz. The Young Bucks of Matt and Nick Jackson, they defeated the Death Riders of Danny Garcia and Wheeler Yuta. Persephone minutes, we have Persephone back on Collision as she defeated Angelica Risk. Skyflight, Dante Martins, Matt Sydal, and Scorpio Sky, they defeated the Lethal Twist of Blake Christian, Jay Lethal, and Lee Johnson. Seems to be some beef going on there with members of Skyflight and members of the Lethal Twist and the Demand. So there's something brewing there. They're going to be having their match on 0 Hour / The Buy-In today, where the Lethal Twist is going to be taking on the conglomeration for the Trios Championships. So I would say to keep an eye out for a Skyflight maybe coming down and doing some work there, and maybe seeing the Demand and continuing their feud for whatever way we've got that going. We then have the AEW International title qualifier match for the ladder match that's going down. We had Nick Wayne defeat AR Fox. We then had the AEW Trios title match of the conglomeration. The champions, Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy, and Roderick Strong. The champions, they retained as they defeated Dalton Castle and the Outrunners. For the AEW International title qualifier match, I was surprised at the result of this, but El Clone, coming back after his visa issues, defeated current ROH TV champion Leo Rush to be the second person to be added to the AEW International number 1 qualifier ladder match that's going to be going down tonight at Redemption. And then we had the main event of the night. We had Hikaru Shida, the TBS champion, and Tekla team to defeat Maya World and Willow Nightingale. And yeah, that was a decent match to end this show. As we see, Dolores is back on the screen. Dolores, you want to give your mic a try?
Yeah, I'm talking off my phone, but I'm on my computer where you all see me.
All right.
So we're on the TNA, ladies and gentlemen. TNA was on the 23rd. Let's go back to the back. AJ Francis and Frankie Kazarian defeated Elijah and Moose. We had a time limit draw for the TNA Knockouts television title tournament first round match. where Elena Black versus Wendy Chu ended in time limit drop. Mr. Elegance defeated BDE. That was a shame and a crime in itself. TNA World Tag Team Title Righteous Deletion match. We saw the Broken Hardys of Brother Nero and Matt Hardy defeat the Righteous of Dutch and Vincent. We had the TNA Knockouts Television Title first round match where Jada Stone defeated Alicia Edwards. And for the TNA World Title match, Nick Nemeth kept his championship by defeating Casey Navarro. J News, did you see any of this? And do you got any opinions? Okay, J News didn't see that. MLW, I don't know if J News remember before we left, MLW is now on YouTube every week, so we now cover it. MLW Fusion is what it's called. Has 2 or 3 matches, just pretty short, a lot of promos in between. Fantastica Mania, that the USA. Was on the 25th, which was yesterday. LeBron Cozone, every time I say it, I laugh. Defeated Andrew Everett. Zamaya defeated Priscilla Kelly. That man, Matt Riddle. He defeated Josh Bishop. GCW, that hardcore wrestling, they had some shows. I had some fun. How about that? We had the tussle in Tulsa. Okay. It was on the 19th, Triller TV. Danny Orion defeated Kane Carter, Gavin Ash, Gypsy Mac, KJ Valentine, and Sal Mistrada. Listen, that was a wild and crazy time. And you have to see it to believe it. Marcus Mathers defeated Cappuccino Jones. KJ Orsa and Sam Stackhouse again, like I said last week, they're back together again to defeat the trendsetters of Andre West and Nelly Rivers. We had the WFC heavyweight title match where Wrangler Red defeated Joey Janela. Bear Bronson defeated Brick Savage. Buster and the Brain, Alex Price and Jordan Oliver, along with Leeds Lewis, defeated Team Bizarre Underground, Graham Bell, Mr. Nasty. And, and I think it's called Titanian. We have Christian Napier and Gabby Forza in the no contest. Again, anytime you put these 2 people together, they seem to want to take it to the extreme. I hear that song from GCW right before the Sandman play, like, you want to take it to the extreme? That's what I hear every time I see that match. Cowboy Way, one Carl Manders and Thomas Shear, along with Gabby Forza, defeated VNDL4A Atticus, Otis Cougar, and Christian Napier. Yes, as you all know, it ended in no contest because VNDL4A likes to jump people now, and they behind toe up. Wrestling Revolver had a good show, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you, go back and watch it. It was called Revolver, The Silence of the Slams. Okay? It took place on the 24th. It was here on YouTube. That's why I said go back and watch it. Go check out Wrestling Revolver. Damian Chambers defeated Ace Austin, BDE, and Gringo Oloco. We had John Moxley defeat Joe Alonzo. He tried to take his head and put it in the 5th row. Adam Priest and Jonathan Gresham defeated top team of Jay Lucas and Teriyaki. We had the open invite scramble match where we saw Junie Underwood defeat Big Pound, Cole Radrick, Donovan Dreadlock, Jay Painter, Jeffrey John, and Troy Parker. We had a no disqualification Nashville street fight where we saw Killer Kelly and Myron Reed defeat Mance Warner and Steph DeLander. We had Billy Starks defeating, I cannot never say the name right, Mainsga, whatever, we know the name. But I really like that match. I also like the match before the street fight, but I'm also into hardcore stuff. Not everybody is. Revolver World Tag Team Title 4-way match. We saw Tire Die, which is KJ Reynolds and Ryan Mathis defeat the algorithm of Brent Oakley and Crash, Alpha Sig, Dick Myers, and Casey Jacobs, and the production of Derek Dillinger and Katie Arquette. We had Joseph Sawyer, as Jay News mentioned before, defeat Rich Swann in his Wrestling Revolver match since his 90-day compete was over. Ladies and gentlemen, now on to the stylings. I know it hurts me that I ain't got to fight with New Japan no more. But I know y'all gonna love to hear J News tell you about New Japan Pro Wrestling and G1 Climax 36.
Right on. So G1 Climax 36. This comes off of the on the date of July 19th. We had the United to start the show. The United Empires, Jake Lee and Zane J defeated Goto Revolutionary Army, Hiroki Goto and Tatsuya Matsumoto. Tim DK's Hartley Jackson and Ryohei Oiwa. They defeated the United Empires, Great O'Khan and Jacob Austin Young. Konosuke Takeshita and Toru Yano. They went up against the Unbound Co. And that ended in a double countout after 2 minutes and 9 seconds. The House of Torture members, Sonata and Yoshinobu Kanemaru, they defeated the Unbound Co's Daiki Nagai and Yota Tsuji. Unbound Co, Shingo Takagi and Taiji Ishimori, they defeated Masatori Yasuda and Oleg Boltin. Those were the openers. The G1 Block B matches go as follows. We had He Na Ray defeat Drilla Maloney. We had Gabe Kidd defeat Oscar. We had Red Narita defeat Callum Newman in what I thought was a you know what, let me just not say. And then in one of the best matches of the G1 so far, as was stated to me, I have yet to watch it. It was Yura Uemura defeating Zack Sabre Jr. In the B block night of the tournament. We then went on to the next night in the tournament, which was the 21st. We had the opening tag matches. House of Torture members Dick Togo and Ren Narita, they defeated Taisei Nakahara and Toru Yano. We then had Unbound Co's Daiki Nagai and Drilla Maloney. They defeated Masatori Yasuda and Yuya Uemura. The United Empires Hanare and Jacob Austin Young. They defeated Unbound Co's Gato and Oscar. And TMDK's Hartley Jackson and Zack Sabre Jr. They defeated United Empires Callum Newman and Zane J. Block A action continued on the 21st as we had Jake Lee. He defeated Hiroki Goto. Ryohei Oiwa defeated the Great O'Khan. Konosuke Takeshita defeated Yuto Ice. Sonata defeated Yota Tsuji. Interesting. And then Oleg Boltin in the main event of the night defeated Shingo Takagi. On to the 22nd of July. Opening tag matches. The United Empires Great O'Khan and Jacob Austin Young defeated Goto Revolutionary Army of Hiroki Goto and Tatsuya Matsumoto. House of Torture members Sonata and Yoshinobu Kanemaru, they defeated the United Empires Jake Lee and Zane J. Konosuke Takeshita and Toru Yano, they defeated Masatori Yasuda and Oleg Boltin. TMDK's Hartley Jackson and Ryohei Oiwa defeated Unbound Co of Gato and Yuto Ice. Unbound Co Shingo Takagi and Taiji Ishimori defeated Unbound Co's Daiki Nagai and Yota Tsuji. Inter-faction warfare. Block B action continued as Gabe Kidd continues his winning ways as he defeated Aaron Wolf. NRA defeated Oscar. Drilla Maloney defeated Yura Uemura. And Callum Newman defeated Zack Sabre Jr. We go on to the 25th. These were the matches that happened yesterday. Opening tag matches. Koji, the big coach, is back. Satoshi Kojima and Yura Uemura. They tagged to defeat Taisei Nakahara and Toru Yano. Unbound Co's Gato and Oscar. They defeated Aaron Wolf and Tatsuya Matsumoto. House of Torture is Dick Togo and Brendan Narita. They defeated the United Empires Hanare and Jacob Austin Young. Unbound Co's Daiki Nagai and Drilla Maloney defeated the United Empires Callum Newman and Zane J in what looked like a very fun match from the highlights I saw earlier today. G1 Climax Block A action continued as the Great O'Khan defeated Hiroki Goto. That's puzzling to me. Sonata defeated Jake Lee via countout. Konosuke Takeshita defeated Oleg Boltin. Yuto Ice defeated Ryohei Oiwa. And Yota Tsuji finally picks up another win as he defeated Shingo Takagi. And those were all the matches for the blocks for this week. So on to the previews.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, can you hear me, Janice? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, okay. I was like, I just see the green bubble pop up, and I'm on my phone using audio for the first time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for what? Time for preview. Woo-woo. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for AEW because today is AEW Redemption. You know, I would like to say fighting with audio. I was trying to fix it last night about 3 a.m. and it's 3 a.m. And so these not going to be spectacular, but they're going to be good enough for you to understand. AEW Redemption, it is happening on your pay-per-view provider. double chain tag team match. We got the Bang Bang Gang of Jay White and Juice Robinson versus the Dogs of Clark Connor and David Finlay. We have the AEW International Title #1 Contendership 6-way ladder match where the Beast Mortos versus El Colon versus Mike Bailey versus Jack Perry versus Commander versus Nick Wayne. We have the AEW TBS title match where Hikaru Shida will face Maya World. The Young Bucks of Matt and Nick Jackson will face the Death Riders of Jon Moxley and Will Ospreay. We have the AEW World Tag Team title match where Cage and Cope, Adam Copeland and Christian Cage will face the Death Riders of Claudio Castagnoli and Pop. We have a no-holds barred match where Jericho, I said it with a sadness in my voice, versus Tommaso Ciampa. We have the AEW National title match where Mark Davis will face Andrade El Idolo. We have AEW International title match, Kyle Fletcher versus Bandito. The first one is national, the second one is international. We have for the AEW Women's title, Thekla versus Willow Nightingale. And for the last match of the night, AEW World title match, we have Kenny Omega defending his championship against Kevin Knight. Ladies and gentlemen, Progress. Progress will have chapter 196, Scorcho. I couldn't find nobody pronouncing it. It will take place, I think, tonight on Triller TV. Not Triller TV. Where would it be at? Lady, where would it be at? I think it'll be live because sometimes Progress doesn't come on. Yeah, it'll come on Triller TV. Triller TV, and it will be on tonight. Yeah, tonight. Second guess myself. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, see, tonight on Triller TV. Yeah, I just went to the next one. Nikki Storm is coming versus Session Moth Martina. We have a Blood debut match with Spike Trivet versus Bullet. We have Simon Miller versus Scott Oberman. We have the Velocities, Jude London and Paris De Silva versus CPF, Danny Black and Joe Lando. We have Joe Coffrey versus Cougar. We have Progress Women's title match where Alexis Falcon would defend against Rio. We have Progress Atlas title match, Gene Money versus Tommy Tanner. I'm just going to say there's going to be a wild match. And then they're going to end it off even wilder. Progress World title match, Carl Noir versus Charles Crowley. Ladies and gentlemen, we're on to New Japan Pro Wrestling. G1 Climax 36.
Yeah, so we have matches happened this morning already. So these are the matches that are going on. Master Yasuda and Nola Bolton versus United Empires, Jake Lee and Zane J. House of Torch members Sonata and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. They will take on TMDK members Hartley Jackson and Ryohei Oiwa. Konosuke Takeshita and Toru Yano will face up against Unbound Co. members Shingo Takagi and Taiji Ishimori. And Unbound Co. members Gato and Yuto Ice will go up against Unbound Co. members Daiki Nagai and Yota Tsuji. B-Block action continues as Oscar takes on Aaron Wolf. Hanare takes on Ren Narita. Drilla Maloney takes on Callum Newman. Zack Sabre Jr. goes off against Gabe Kidd. And Yuri Uemura does not have a match tonight because Shota Umino had forfeited his spot. So it'll probably be Gabe versus Goto Goto versus Takagi for the main event for the blockade. Whoa, where do we speak? Whoa. Hold on a second. Hold on. Right. So we have the matches going on the 29th. Shota Umino is not part of the show, so we'll probably have Taisei Nakahara be paired with Yuya Uemura or somebody else to go up against the United Empires, Sonara and Jacob Austin Young. Masatori Yasuda and Yuya Uemura will go up against Aaron Wolf and Tetsuya Matsumoto. Unbound Co. Gato and Oscar. They'll go up against other Unbound Co. members like Nagai and Drilla and Maloney. House of Torture members Dick Togo and Ren Narita go up against TMDK members Hartley Jackson and Zack Sabre Jr. Block 8 action continues. Jake Lee will go up against Oleg Bolton. Sonata will go up against Ryohei Oiwa. Konosuke Takeshita will face off against Great Khan. Hiroki Goto will face off against Shingo Takagi and Yota Tsuji. will go up against Yuto Ice. For the 31st, it's another Block B show. Master Yasuda and Ola Bolton will go up against House of Torture members Sonata and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Konosuke Takeshita and Toru Yano, they'll go up against the Goto Revolutionary Army of Hiroki Goto and Tatsuya Matsumoto. United Empire's Great Okan, Jake Lee, and Zane J go up against Unbound Ko's Gato, Shingo Takagi, and Yuto Ice. TMDK's Hartley Jackson and Ryohei Oiwa will go up against Unbound Ko's Daiki Nagai and Yota Tsuji. As the B block action continues, Drilla Maloney will face off against Oscar. Hanare will face off. Hanare will get his 2 points, be it that Shota Umino is not part of the tournament anymore. Zack Sabre Jr. will go up against Ray Narita. Gabe Kidd will go up against Callum Newman, and Yuo Uemura will face off against Aaron Wolf.
Ladies and gentlemen, you get some GCW action, okay? And it will be for GCW The Top Play 2026. The Top Play, I can't remember the date. It's on Triller TV. We didn't have any matches for that, so we're on to the next thing. New Japan Pro Wrestling. It is day number, I think, 10 for the G1 31 Climax.
Yeah, this is day 10 on the 1st of August. The opening tag matches are going to be Aaron Wolf and Taisei Nakahara up against Unbound co-members Daiki Nagai and Drilla Maloney. Shota Umino and Tatsuya Matsumoto go up against United Empire's Cal Newman and Zane J. Masatori Yasuda and Yuo Uemura go up against House of Torture members Dick Togo and Ren Narita. Team DK members Hartley Jackson and Zack Sabre Jr. will go up against Unbound co-members Gato and Oscar. Block A action continues as Sonata goes one-on-one against Oleg Bolton. Jake Lee goes up against Yuto Ice. Shingo Takagi versus Great Okan. Yota Tsuji will go up against Ryohei Oiwa, and Hiroki Goto in the main event will go one-on-one against Konosuke Takeshita.
Ladies and gentlemen, GCW again. We got a GCW Rude Awakening. Sometimes you got to give somebody a rude awakening. And that'll take place on the 1st on Triller TV. Marcus Matthews versus Avery Styles. Avery has been doing really good out here. I don't know if you've seen him, J News. Nick Gage versus Darren Corbin. Shotzi Blackheart versus Baron Bronson. And for the GCW World title match, we have Atticus Cougar versus Devin Monroe. And that's the end, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go back to the studio. As you all know, I'm sorry about the technical issues. Come to find out, my computer driver, J News, decided it hadn't updated in weeks. So it decided just to compute. But, I'm always going to find a way. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to spotlight my good brother, J News, as we normally do at the end of the show. And I'm going to let him tell you about himself.
As you see here, folks, there's my QR code. That is my handle on Twitter/X and also Instagram. The QR code takes you to all my socials, and it also takes you to my Letterboxd account where I do written reviews of movies that I watch at the theater, unless I specifically specify otherwise within the review. But yeah, please check me out there as well. I'll be on for the Redemption pay-per-view review tomorrow on True Heel Heat at 12:05 Eastern Standard Time. So you can check me out on the True Heel Heat podcast there with my colleagues SP3 and John Escudero from Dirt Sheet Radio. So I'll be back on there for that. And yeah, should be back here next Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Delores for the Hit the Ropes podcast. Appreciate y'all folks as always.
Yes. Thank you, J News. Also, J News, get on my side. We got swap sides, J News. You can't be over there in the pink world. There we go. Feel better. As you all know, I will be live 3 times next week. Yeah, it will be August 1st. It'll be for the SummerSlam Night 1 watch along. Okay? So make sure you come in. We're going to have some fun. We're going to party. We're going to have a good time. Second will be for the Hit the Bros podcast on Sunday at 1 o'clock. I hate this. They have a new feature that lets you fade and it doesn't fade. For the Hit the Roads podcast. That's not the one. We will be in the Hot Topic studio. We're gonna have some top topics for you. But at 1:00, make sure you come and check that out. And then later on that night, I will be back on for SummerSlam Night 2. Everybody who came out to join me and this wonderful, sweet woman, the Educated Natural, yesterday, I so much appreciate it. If you want to be a part of her community, which I'm telling you is fire, okay? It looks like her website community membership place looks like it's a social media app in itself. Okay, you can go live, you can post, you can do all the things. Telling you, 10 is on, she is building something over there that you want to get a part of. And to get a part of it, go to theeducatednatural.com. Okay, just spell like her name on the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, also ladies, if you want to get, just a little bit of help out there, you want to express yourself, get advice from other women who might have been through some things, go check out the Women's Closet. You can also sign up at her website, theeducatednatural.com. See, I love 10. I love you. Also a woman that I have met and just so much love and gotten so much advice and help from is the analytic gardener. Okay, listen, she is super smart. Okay, shout out to her. She just graduated again. She up here making degrees on degrees on degrees. Out here, super smart and a great gardener. Check out the analytic gardener. Okay, another gardener I know that has the greatest advice is Miss Shirley, the OG Gardener. She is live every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Her and Annie, they be together. Powerhouse. Listen, if you've never went into her chats, we party, we have fun, we sing, we dance, we learn. It is the greatest thing ever. Also, go check out Workhorse Wrestling Network. Go and gallop on over there and check out Workhorse Wrestling Network. They cover AEW content from the cookout where they play games and have fun. I gotta get J News back over there, but me and J News got a tag team against them. We smart, okay? Okay, we smart. The Baddie and the Beard. That's gonna be our tag team name. The Baddie and the Beard. Okay, that's how we're gonna go in there. Then you have Friday Night SmackDown, and we have the Winner Circle that comes on sometimes Sunday. Okay. Everybody who's watched with me over the past few weeks from Saturday Night Main Event to I did not pronounce it, Verano de Escandalo. That's how you say it, Jim?
Escándalo.
Escandalo. Okay, Escandalo. The Suno saying it right. That's all I needed. Somebody say it right. And then remember, we have night 1 next week on Saturday, night 2 on Sunday, and then on the 30th we have that heat wave. Okay, it's gonna be hot. Okay, it's gonna be fun. If you all do not know me, I am Delores of Delores Designs. J News has been gone long enough where he's missed something. And some people might have missed it too. Okay, so let me see if I can pull it up right here so I can share it with you all. If it comes up, if it come up quick enough before we get off. I'm Delores of Delores Designs. This is how you can reach me. Okay, you reach me by phone number, scan that QR code or whatever. I don't have any problem with you all reaching out to me. But since J News has been gone, it's another way you can reach me now, okay? It's another fun way you can reach me. It is, where is it at? It's not even in the tab. Why are you doing me like this? Why are you doing me like this? I'm trying not to take you out back with me, but I'm gonna have to. Put it down. Come on down. Come on down. Come on down. Okay, I know y'all like Dolores. I have a website now. So if you go to dolores01.my.canva.site, you can go to my website. You can register. Yes, I talk about the Hit the Roast podcast. We starting out simple right now. Then we're going to get into some more things. We talk about the inboxings and different things. You can reach me there. My email is there. You can sign up. Also, we got some games on the site. So we have a Delores game section where you can play a little hangman, learn a little trivia, and then you also can learn a little bit about me on the site and why I love sports and tech and different things that I've done on this channel and many social medias. You get to learn a little bit about me. Okay, so I'm going to take that down. Take that down. Take that down. Go down. Go down. And you won't go down. There we go. Did you see the website, J-Dude? Okay, hold on. Let me put it back up. Luckily, I didn't delete it. So we have the homepage. So we already know. Me, I love sports and wrestling. I talk about it, Hit the Roast podcast to everybody I can. And it even tells you can click and get to the Hit the Roast podcast. The tech and design unboxings that I'm gonna go back doing because I know some of you all want to be like, Delores, why you ain't doing your unboxings no more? We're gonna start back doing that. Also, I'm going to have a little trivia. I'm adding more games on there. Right now, we got like word guess, trivia quizzes. So we're gonna add more and more, and this website is gonna become more robust. And then we have about me, why I like what I do, why I like from sports to tech to doing the content that I'm teaching you all. As I said yesterday, I will be doing more content. Going back, remove that. I will be doing more content where you all can learn about editing, learn about different social medias, learning about how to make a thumbnail in different ways. I have a lot of resources, and like I've told you all before, I pay hundreds of dollars to learn these things. I'm in these classes. I'm talking to these people to get the knowledge and the insight to help you learn it. You don't need 9,000 people. You can do it yourself. But if you need somebody, you might need me. Okay? So like you might need J News to learn about a new movie that's coming out. You might need J News to help you lose a little weight. Okay? I'm a little few pounds lighter, okay? Listen, I be listening to J News. I be hearing him. I'm like, man, I need to do that too. I also listen to 10 and about her business stuff. So yeah. Let's see. It says thank you. Listen, thank you. My audio, the drivers when I went back was like, hey, J3. J3 got that honey. I need to get with J3, okay? You know, a black beekeeper is definitely hard to find, and I like to support my, black businesses out there. Because, listen, if I can try to be a little bit healthier and support a black business, you got me, J News. You got me. That's why I tell you, please support J News. He does great, incredible work. The movies, listen, I listen to him. I'm not necessarily outside moviegoer, but I do listen to his opinion about certain movies because just in case it comes on one of them 90 million apps I got, I want to know if it's good. Okay? You need to know if it's good. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't have our specific fire, okay? Because we on fire every week. But I will tell you this. We still gonna do it. Ladies and gentlemen, every week, me and J News come in here and we set this thing on fire. Oh Lord, J News, it's on fire. I don't know what to do. It's all around J News. I can't. I think I got something, J News, that might help it just a little bit. And that's if I cut the light off. Oh, J News, the breeze. It's just a wonderful breeze. Listen, I don't put out that fire, J News. It's smoking in here. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you, if I cut off the lights, please don't light that candle because this is how we got in here in the first place. Okay? Me and J News can't keep putting out fires. Now, we might have started this one because we got these hot topics and it's fire reviews. But that means you got to be out here setting fires willy-nilly. So, I'm going to put out the smoke. I'm going to put my little fan out. Let it go on out. Let it go to the darkness. But we'll be back next week, me and J News, and you'll see me 3 times next week. Once with J News and 2 times by myself. Come and party with me. Because, I might have some fun things. Listen, I might get the nerve to even do a little giveaway. Don't tell nobody. That's between the 2 of us. See, J News had some strawberry honey I had to fight my family for, okay? I listening, what's his name? Juicing with Jay listening. He sent me a box of lemons. Okay, a box of lemons, a box of dragon fruit, and a box of pomegranates. Let me tell you something. Them lemons, Jay News, I had to fight my family for. Okay, I normally don't mess with lemons, but I was messing with them lemons. Okay, they were giant. I put them in teas, drinks, juicing them. I bought my juicer. So I need to get that back on track. I need to get my health back on track so I can lose some more weight, so I can stun on more people and have more fun. Okay? Because J News, I'm already the bigger person and I can't get no bigger. Okay? But J3, will hit you up. Make sure, again, at J3GS Farm, hit him up. He has that great honey. He's a natural beekeeper. Please go check him out if you want some good natural honey, because nowadays it's hard to trust stuff in the stores. You're gonna have to go to these little farmers markets and these farmers and sometimes get things shipped so you can make sure you get it. Luckily, I live in the same state as J3. But some people, you gonna have to go get that shipped if you want some good stuff. Also check out 10, because if you want to start a business, that's the lady to start a business with. She ain't gonna never leave you uneducated. J News ain't gonna never leave you out here watching a bad movie. I ain't gonna never leave you out without a good time. Okay? So until then, me and J News gotta tell you, peace.